Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the Hungry Takeout. I'm Andre, got Nicole behind the camera, and today we're going to be showing you Cajun Chicken Pasta. Like everything we're going to do on this channel, it's going to be a super simple dish. This dish is also very versatile, so you can make it kind of various different ways. We're going to be frying the chicken today on the stove. We're going to be making it with bow tie pasta. Both of those are optional. We're going to be cutting the chicken into cubes. You can choose to do that differently as well. Of course, we're takeout junkies, so we're going to try and keep it as simple as we possibly can. So if you want to follow right along with us, you can. But of course, if you want to make any little changes, that's more than welcome. And we'd love to hear about it in the comments. The first thing you're going to need to do is boil your water. The reason why you want to get that rolling first is if you're following along with us and you're doing bow tie pasta, that can take a while to cook. So that's where we're going to start off. Once we've got that going, we're going to move over and start cutting our chicken. So we're going to come over here. We're going to turn our stove on, get it on high. You want to add a little olive oil. I've already got water in here. I was ready to go. Typically you want to add about a tablespoon. The reason you want to do that is so that when you add your pasta, you prevent it from sticking. So we're going to let that boil. While that's going, we're going to get started cutting our chicken. So we're going to bring our chicken in here. And in this recipe, what we're going to do is cut it into cubes. Again, you can cut it different ways. If you want to cut it into slices, that's fine. Again, if you want to grill it, that's fine too. We're going to be frying it today and cutting it into cubes. But again, if you want to make changes, that's completely up to you. Once you've got your chicken nice and cut up, you're gonna bring in your bowl, throw it in there, and then we're gonna start seasoning. For the ingredients, you're gonna need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of dried basil, an 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper, and an 1/8 teaspoon of garlic powder, and a couple teaspoons of Cajun. And then once we get it on the pan, you're gonna need a couple tablespoons of butter. All that being said, we're not going to do exact measurements here. We're going to use our eyes. Feel free to do the same. Or of course, you can use the exact measurements as well. If there's one ingredient you don't really want to be shy with, I would say it's the Cajun. It is Cajun chicken pasta. And if you like a kick, feel free to go a little heavier than the recipe calls for. All right, once you've got all your seasoning in there, give it a mix. You want to make sure you're getting it nice and evenly coated. Not leaving any seasoning on the walls of the bowl. I'll make sure you get all that flavor in your dish. Looks like it's pretty evenly coated there. Would you agree? Time to heat up our butter. All right, once we've got it all seasoned, we're gonna throw the chicken on the pan. We've got a couple tablespoons of butter already pulled out here. I'm gonna throw that on the pan, let it get nice and hot. Give that a couple minutes to get melted. Once your butter's nice and melted, then you're gonna throw on your chicken. While we got the butter heating up, our water's come to a boil over here. So we're gonna get our bow tie pasta. Toss it in, give it a quick stir, and we'll let that get to a real rapid boil, and then we'll move the top off. Our butter's nice and hot, so it's time to throw on our chicken. You want to make sure that you're getting the chicken good and evenly spread. You hear that sizzling? That's exactly what you want to hear. You want to make sure that you're getting it brown on both sides, so we're going to leave it probably for about 3 minutes or so, and then we'll come back and give it a flip. So while the chicken's cooking, I wanted to share with you the pasta that we're using. It's a Barilla Protein Plus bow tie pasta. Obviously they're no sponsor or anything like that, but I do love their protein pasta. It's always a tough thing to get more protein in your diet, especially when you're making pasta. So I wanted to throw that out there. If you're not familiar with it, that's a great brand to get some extra protein in your diet. Our chicken's ready to be flipped, so we're going to do that now. Okay, you're getting nice and brown. That's exactly what you want to see. Make sure you're getting, try to get every single one of those flipped over. It's not the easiest task in the world. So we're going to let those cook for another couple minutes, and then we're going to start on our sauce. You want to make sure that you're not forgetting to stir your pasta. We've got that rapid boil now, so we're going to give it a nice quick stir. Make sure that the pasta's not sticking. If you added that oil, that'll definitely help. And then we'll put the lid on there at a nice little angle. Once your chicken's nice and cooked, it's time to create the sauce. We're going to put in a ½ cup of heavy whipping cream. If you like a saucier dish, feel free to add a little bit more heavy whipping cream. Give that a quick stir. And as I told you, we are in a spicy mood today, so we're going to add a little more Cajun. And optional, of course, like pretty much everything with this dish, some sun-dried tomatoes. We'll throw in a couple tablespoons of those. In addition to the sun-dried tomatoes, if you want to add red or green bell peppers, feel free to do that. Very tasty with this dish, of course. Takeout junkies, we wanted to keep it simple, minimize the prep work, so we didn't add in the green and red bell peppers. But that's pretty simple if that's something that you're interested in doing. This should simmer, depending on how big your dish is, but about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. You can see it's already starting to thicken if you take a quick look here. And we're going to turn that down to low. Once we start to see it nice and hot, once we start to see it boiling, we'll lower that heat. Make sure it's just in a simmer. While that's cooking, let's do a quick check on our pasta. Still looks to be al dente. We're going to let that cook probably for another 5 minutes or so. So this is what your sauce should be looking like as it's thickening up. Sorry, I moved a little too quick for you there. You can see it's quite a bit thicker than we originally put it in there. It'll thicken up some more still. It's only been about maybe 3 or 4 minutes so far. So we'll let that thicken up just a little bit more, but it's coming right along. Obviously you can add Cajun at any point in the dish, even right before you serve it, but this is a good time to test the sauce too. So if you want to come over here, give it a little dip. See how it's coming out? I think that's pretty close to what we're looking for. So this is about the thickness that we like here in this house. You can certainly cook it a little longer and make it a little thicker. Another thing you can do is you can see it's nice and oily. That's the butter. So you can certainly put in less butter and it'll be a little bit thicker as well. So we're going to turn this off and let it sit and wait for the pasta to finish. So let's give that a quick check. It's been about 5 minutes since we last checked on it. And it looks like it's just about done. We'll give this one a quick taste and see how it is. Perfect. All right. I can grab my handy dandy mitts. We're going to drain this puppy. Make sure you back away from that steam. Awfully hot. Then you want to add your pasta back into the pot. Set that to the side. And dump in your chicken. We cooked about 1.5 pounds of chicken, and we did about 12 ounces or so, maybe 10 ounces of pasta. That looks like it's coating nice and well. It's exactly what we want to see. And we're also going to throw in a little Parmesan cheese. Give that another mix. We'll garnish this with basil when we serve it, but that's about it. The dish is just about ready to serve. As always, we kept today's recipe simple for you takeout junkies. If you have any questions, let us know down in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please share your feedback by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. Since we are a new channel, we would really appreciate it if you can help us spread the love by sharing this video with anyone you think might enjoy it. Now go enjoy your meal, or as my abuelo Manolo would say, buen provecho.